So we arrived here yesterday.
Again, no wind and a lot of fog.
So we arrived here yesterday after a 2-day sail, or yeah, I think 36 hours or so. In this trip we went from Cherbourg to Brest, all the way down up to here, and we ended up not in Brest but at Camaret-sur-Mer up here. Yeah, we're going to Brest. So over there we'll enter Brest, but we're gonna anchor over there in a bay just before Brest, just for a day. This was a little bit closer than going all the way in there, because we're tired. Want to have a sleep and a rest and eat and just be normal for me, especially because I couldn't eat. I only could eat like crackers and that was it. We started at 1 o'clock at night because of the current, and so we had current with us, which was awesome. We went like 12 knots in some places, but of course when you have current with you, you also have currents against it eventually. So eventually sometimes we went just 1 knot or 2 knots. So yeah, so it was a speed difference a lot. It's a rainy day today, clouded, I think 17 degrees, 16 or something. We left so that the current was in our favor, so we went pretty fast, like 11 to 12 knots sometimes, so that was pretty fun. But then we had current against us, and then we didn't went that fast. And we thought we would have wind the whole passage, but eventually it was not true. After like a whole day sailing, which was awesome, we had wind from behind, so we went very fast. Yeah, now we're cruising along like 7 to 8 knots, sometimes 9 to 10, pretty fast, but with only one sail. We have wind from behind. It's really nice wind to have. I think it's blowing around 15 to 18 knots of wind. We're cruising along. After a whole day the wind died and it did not return, so that was pretty bad. We had to motor the rest of the way, so that was too bad. We are almost in Brest, but it's foggy.
Again, no wind and a lot of fog.
So we had a lot of wind yesterday, but I think around 8 o'clock or a little bit before that, 6 or so, the wind died. But yeah, we had to motor all the way here. So we have 5 knots in front, but that's almost the wind that we make because we're going 8 now on the motor with current with us. So I think we're doing 4 and then the current pushes up to 7 or 8. I hope you could see like the little island, Quessant, and other, well, the mainland of France, but too bad. We need to go through like a sort of a channel because there's like a little island opposite of it, and it has like lots of rocks and stuff like that. So need to be very careful over there. Luckily there's a channel so we can pass through that. Hopefully not a lot of big ships going through that, but we'll see. We can see land! Yippee! We can finally see something. There's a buoy. It's a patch of islet that comes out of the, so most of the time it's dry up there. But they made a lighthouse instead of a buoy. But this is the red buoy, a lighthouse. But then you can actually really see it because it just comes out of the water that bit. So it's from 11 meters deep to like 0. So we're also having our fair share of seaweed. I think the rudder is dragging it along. I was still a bit seasick. Well, I'm actually all seasick every time we make a passage. The first couple of, so I think a day and a half, or it depends on the waves actually, how fast, how rugged they are. But with food and a couple of pills, it really helps. But still, it's a battle every time. Yeah, my seasickness, every time I need to fight against it over and over. But finally I got it under control now for today, so that's good, and hopefully it will stay that way. The waves are really high, really high, as you can see, so sometimes they scare me. Yeah, now we're here at this spot. You can see this spot. It's amazing. It's really quiet. You can even hear the sea hitting on the rocks, which is really nice and peaceful. So, but now I'll show you our anchorage. They even have a beach over there. The high and low tide up here is again really, there's a lot of difference in the high and low tide. So over there's Camaret-sur-Mer. It's a little town near Brest. And it has been foggy yesterday and today, which makes it look awesome up here. It's like a bit of mystical air around it, and I love it. It looks a bit like Scotland, though. I think so. But yeah, I think it's amazing. Look at the mountains. And we will leave this anchorage and go into Brest a bit more in this afternoon, I think, because there's wind coming, and this is an open bay, so wind's coming from the direction that we're at, so you don't want that. So and then we're gonna plan our trip to La Coruña, so our first big passage all the way, are crossing the Bay of Biscay. Yeah, so we'll stay here for another week, I think. So if there's not a storm coming, maybe Friday will be a really good day to leave and set sail to Bay of Biscay. Otherwise we'll have to stay a bit longer and see where when we're gonna go. But for now it's just unsure, but we'll have to see. I think the Bay of Biscay will take us 3.5 days, depending on how fast we're gonna go. We met one guy that he did it in like 2 days and 4 hours, but then he had really good winds and stuff like that. Behind the scenes! What do you think?
What?
If the fog will go away today?
Of course. Fog will always go away.
He's chilling. Oh, there's a boat coming. Makes a lot of noise. Go away! Oh, that's the boat. Making a lot of noise. Oké, ik zou opnieuw. We can see land! Oh nee, we can see land! No!
Land, oh.